Sa kanyang Facebook post, inihayag ni Senator Rizon Tiveros na lumalakas na umano ang totoong oposisyon sa Senado at Kongreso. Kaugnay ito sa partial and unofficial results ng senatorial race na kabilang sa Magic 12 sina Bam Aquino at Kiko Pangilinan. Ayon pa sa senadora, hindi lamang ito isang comeback, kundi pinapatunayan lang nito na maraming Pilipino daw ang naghahangad ng pamamahalang may puso, prinsipyo at may tapang manindigan. Nangunguna din si Party List Race Akbayan na pinamunuan ni Atty. Shell Jokno. Pinasalamatan din Senator Rizon Tiveros ang mga kabataang botante na aniyay nagsilbing game changer sa nangyaring eleksyon. Pero ang malaking katanungan, sino nga ba ang tunay na opposition? Ang principled opposition daw ni Vice President Sara o ang totoong opposition daw ni Senator Rizon Tiveros? Ang sagot ni Tio Moreno, take note, she takes notes. Only one senatorial candidate from Lakas CMD, Erwin Tulfo, made it to the Magic 12. None from Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, President Bongbong Marcos' party, won a Senate seat. In contrast, 3 candidates from the Nacionalista Party secured seats: Amy Marcos, Camille Villar, and Pia Cayetano. Notably, 2 of them, Amy and Camille, were endorsed by Vice President Sara. This speaks volumes about her influence and political calculation. Meanwhile, Bam Aquino, often mistaken as a Liberal Party bet, actually left Liberal Party in 2024 and became the chairman of Katipunan ng Nagkakaisang Pilipino, a youth-centered party founded in 2020 by Cavite board member Kirby Salazar. KNP rose to prominence after supporting Leni Robredo, Kiko Pangilinan, Shell Jokno, and Teddy Bangilat in the 2022 elections, but BAM is their first real electoral win. The only true Liberal Party candidate this 2025 was Kiko Pangilinan, which explains his strong showing no vote splitting. Unlike in 2022, the anti-administration votes were more strategically placed. At the top of the Senate race are 2 PDP Laban veterans, Bongo with over 26 million votes, Bato de la Rosa with around 20 million votes, Rodante Marcoleta currently ranked 6th, Renas an independent but was adopted by PDP Laban. Ping Lacson, also independent, entered the winning circle. From Nacionalista People's Coalition, NPC, we have Tito Soto and Lito Lapid. Now, here's the clincher. No one from President Marcos' PFP made it to the Senate, and only one from House Speaker Romualdez' party, Lakas CMD, succeeded. The administration bloc is shrinking, and Vice President Sara is watching closely. Why does this matter? Because Vice President Sara now has the space and leverage to build a stronger, broader coalition for 2028, both in the Senate and House. She's been here before. Remember 2018? When she formed Hugpong ng Pagbabago, she forged alliances with PDP Laban, Nacionalista, Lakas CMD, NPC, and others, forming a 13-member Senate slate. Result, 9 out of 13 Hugpong ng Pagbabago bets won in 2019. Vice President Sara knows exactly when to strike, while others wasted their energy attacking her confidential fund and pushing for impeachment. She was watching, taking notes, and planning her next move. The 2025 elections laid the foundation for 2028, and here's the truth. Vice President Sara Duterte is not just holding the line, she's drawing the battlefield. Come 2028, it won't be about traditional party labels anymore. It will be a battle of strategic alliances and authenticity, a clash between pretenders and those who have earned their ground. And Vice President Sara, she's already positioning herself, not just to survive, but to win. The eagle does not only fly, it also takes notes. At para maging matagumpay sa nasabi ni Rizon Tiveros sa sila ang totoong oposisyon, itutuloy nila ang impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara. Gagawa ng mga kontrobersiya hanggang sa masira ang pangalan ni Vice President Sara. Dahil alam na ng Marcos administration at ng campaign na hindi talaga mako-convict si Vice President Sara. Kaya't ang gagawin na lamang nila ay siraan ng pagkatao ni VP Sara. Panoorin natin ang eksplanasyon ni Madara Hug.
Ito naman ang gawin natin, no? Pinag-uusapan nila yung impeachment ni Vice President Sara. Kung paano ito magpe-play out sa Senado. Ito ang alam ko. Ang gagawin ng mga prosecutor ng House of Representatives, gagawa sila ng mga controversial statements, gagawa sila ng mga claims na very controversial para sirain ang pagkatao ni Vice President. Bakit? Alam nilang hindi mako-convict si Vice President. Pero ito yung nakakatakot na twist. Paano kung may mag-file ng impeachment kay Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for betrayal of public trust and for graft and corruption? PhilHealth Fund, PDIC, former President Duterte na dinala sa dahig, etc. Paano kung meron? Paano yan tatanggapin ng mga taga-House of Representatives? Clearly in this election, sa election na to, meron pa rin contribution yung dating Pangulong Duterte kahit nakakulong na siya sa dahig. Very clear ang kanyang presence sa election na to. Do you think the people will just stay silent if there is an impeachment complaint filed against the president? I don't think hindi mapre-pressure ang lower house na talakayin ito. Bakit? Very, very popular ngayon ang demand ng mga tao ng accountability sa Marcos administration. Lalong-lalo na nasa Supreme Court ang budget, PDIC, PhilHealth, at kung ano-ano pang pinaggagawa ng administrasyon na ito sa taong bayan. Kaya ikaw, na taga-Canada na nagmamarunong, tingnan mo ito. Tapos na ang midterm elections. The president's popularity will now start to go down. Bakit? Ang mga politiko a-align na yan sa tinitingnan nilang magiging frontrunner sa election ng 2028. Wala na yan. The president will be passed. Lalaroy-laruin na lang yan ng mga politiko. They will now be finding a way para papunta doon sa kanilang tinitingnan na pwedeng manalo at maging pangulo sa 2028. Yan ang hindi mo alam. Ito ang tandaan mo. Yan ay magiging malaking usapin pag may mag-file ng impeachment kay President Marcos, dahil pagdating sa Senado, siguradong sigurado ako, papaborian sila. Dahil kukunti lang silang mag-uusap para mapaiupo ang Vice Presidente at tanggalin ang Pangulo. Tandaan mo yan. Sayang ang bayot!
Naniniwala ba kayo kay Rizon Tiveros na sila daw ang totoo, ang tunay na oposisyon? O mas naniniwala kayo kay Vice President Sara at ang kanyang mga kaalyado na sila ang totoong oposisyon? Ano ang inyong opinion? Huwag nang kalimutang i-share ang video na ito, mag-iwan ng comment at like.